I'm going to be putting every FIBA World Cup team into a tier list. And a quick disclaimer, you may have seen it in the title. I am not a huge soccer fan. I mainly watch NBA, I mainly watch NFL, a little bit of college football. I don't watch football, as y'all call it. I have watched a lot of games this year, and I keep up with the betting market. That's all I'm really going off of. So, just a quick disclaimer, I really don't know that much about it. But this is my tier list. I made it beforehand. I didn't want to make it while doing the video too because there's a lot of countries obviously. So I'm going to go through these tiers real quick. I mainly want to focus on the top teams obviously. So we have officially eliminated Haiti, Turkey, and Tunisia, if that's how you say it. So these three teams are eliminated. I know there's a whole thing about the new FIBA rules where basically I believe one or two of these teams are basically going to have a third game that doesn't mean anything now, which I think is kind of whack. Let me know what you guys think down below. I just feel like if you're going to have these group games, all of them should count for something. So I don't know what the exact ruling is, but I know that they're out to the best of my knowledge. In my next tier, I have will get eliminated. So they're not officially eliminated from the World Cup, but I do think they will be. This is going from left to right. We got South Africa, Panama, we got New Zealand, Cape Verde, Uzbekistan. You may not be able to see it, but you have Qatar right here, Iraq, you got Jordan and Croatia. So these teams, I believe, will get eliminated, and they won't even make it to the knockout rounds. I mean, they're still, like I said, mathematically, they can still get in, but I highly doubt it, and they will get eliminated. These teams are one and done. So these teams could still get eliminated, I think. Like it's very possible. But I think it's not a sure thing. And if they do get to the knockout and they do get past the group stages, then they will lose immediately. They're not going to win one game. This includes Congo, Ghana, Paraguay, Czechia, you got Bosnia and whatever, I can never say the last part, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. So like I said, these teams could definitely be eliminated. I'm not saying they will get eliminated, that's why they're not here, but they definitely could be eliminated. Probably most of them will be eliminated. But if they do make it, they're for sure not winning a game. So one and done henceforth. Here we go. These are the teams that I look at. Like I said, I want to mainly focus on the upper part of this bracket. Even though shout out to Congo for playing a decent game against Portugal. I know Portugal played bad, but Congo played good also. Um, and honestly, I honestly want to put Congo in here just because of that, but I didn't want to overreact. So just a notch below, I'm going to go through the teams real quick. Again, starting from left to right, we got Croatia, we got Senegal, we got Uruguay, Canada, Korea, Ivory Coast, Austria, Egypt, Ecuador, Sweden, uh, Algeria, Scotland, Australia. These teams, to me, just like it says, just a notch below, excuse me, they're probably a lot of them are going to make it past the group stages. And can they win a game? Yes. I believe these teams are very capable of winning a game, maybe even two. Teams like Croatia, Ghana, Uruguay, and so forth. But to me, all these teams are just not as good as the teams above them, and for sure not as good as the teams two tiers above them. I think I've seen a couple of these teams play. Korea doesn't look bad. Canada actually has played well, and I put Canada a little high up. And I guess I should have said that to start. The way I do these tiers is I have Croatia at the top of this tier. So they're the best team in here to me, then Ghana, Uruguay. Same thing in here. I thought Congo, like I said, I want to put them here, so they're the best in the one and done. South Africa, I have them best and will get eliminated. And that's the way it's going to go. The first team to the left is the best team, and it goes down to the worst team, which in this tier, it's going to be Australia. So there's a world where Croatia is in this tier, but I don't see it. And honestly, if I put them in there, then that made it like barely too like big, and so I didn't want to do that. But like I said, these teams could win a game, could possibly, honestly, if I know Canada's not great, but I think the home field advantage is going to be a real thing. So Canada, Mexico, USA, they're going to get that home field advantage throughout this World Cup, obviously. That's why I have them a little higher up than I would just based off their talent. But like I said, Korea, like I said, thought they looked good. Australia, I did not think looked good against the US. even though the US is really good right now and playing well, I didn't see it with them. They got some big defenders, but other than that, I wasn't impressed. Can make some noise. So I don't think these teams in this tier are legit. Actually, let me go through the teams. We got USA, Morocco, Mexico, Japan, Belgium, Colombia, Norway, Switzerland. For me, these teams can win a game for sure. They can win two. Very plausible to win two. They can flirt with a third win. That would mean though that they're, I think, making it to the World Cup if it's 32 games. I mean 32 teams, excuse me. So it would basically, I think, even if any of these teams somehow pulled it off and made it to the World Cup final, they're not going to win. Because that would more likely mean you have to beat one of these teams and upset them, play the best game of their lives to get to the World Cup, and then they have to beat one of these teams again. But they can make some noise. They can definitely win one or two. I would be a little surprised if all these teams like got knocked out first round, or if they won one and then lost, depending on the way the bracket falls out and plays out. But I'm a little biased maybe with the USA. I wanted to put them in favorites so bad, but based off what I've heard and based off what I've seen, the USA is just below the favorites, and I think it's gonna play a part. They're home for have home field advantage throughout this tournament, and I think they can make some noise for sure. Morocco is a very good team, so I put them just behind the US. Mexico, I would usually put them around here based off talent, probably behind Colombia, but I'm really favoring and I'm really putting a lot of stock into the home field advantage. And I'm hoping the way the bracket falls out, they can get some good matchups. Japan, I like Japan. They look pretty good. I watched their first game. Belgium, I honestly don't even remember who they played, but I know they're pretty good. Colombia, Norway, Switzerland. Yeah, these two teams, they could, or Norway, excuse me, could be higher, but I like Colombia and Belgium better. That's just my personal take. So now we get to the favorites. This is where I want to spend a little bit of time. Um, and I'll go through the teams real quick. France, England, Spain, Portugal, Argentina, Netherlands, Brazil, Germany, if you can't see it behind this tier maker logo. These are the favorites to me. I think if you ask anyone who really knows, these are the favorites. Like it just is these 8 teams. And then everyone else. I think Germany, very good team. They're the worst out of these teams to me. Brazil had a disappointing start, and I'm putting a lot of stock into that because they did not look good. And not so much that they didn't look great. Yes, it's an annoying, like, yeah, you start off bad, but I don't think they're as good as some of these teams I've watched. Netherlands, they're good. I don't think they're as good. Argentina, a lot of people are high on them, and also they just won again. Messi had 2 goals. Look, I get it. I don't think they're better than a couple, I would say 3 of the teams ahead of them for sure. And honestly, they should probably be ahead of Portugal, but I'm I'm a Sue guy. I'm Ronaldo's the GOAT guy. So I had to put Portugal ahead of them. Plus the fact that Argentina won last year, I know it doesn't make sense to like, oh, the chances of them winning again are slim. That doesn't work that way, but in reality it kind of does. So here we go. Portugal just ahead of Argentina. And again, for other teams where I had like Mexico ahead of where they should be, Canada ahead of where they should be, it's because of the home field advantage. I have a legit reason. You may be saying, why are you putting Portugal ahead of Argentina when there's really no reason besides the fact that you like Ronaldo better than Messi? And if you actually look it up, if you check the bylaws, Section 3, Chapter 4AB, dot 3, it actually says if you favor one player to another player and they're like prominent on the teams, you can then put them ahead as much as 3 spots because of that. So I put Portugal there. I know they had a rough start, drew with Congo, but I trust the true goat, and I honestly I just put them ahead of Argentina because I like Ronaldo better. Spain, look, Spain's good. I didn't put too much stock into their first game. Their second game they look better. Yamal looks good. Even before the tournament started, before the game started, I was not as high on Spain as everyone else. I know a lot of people have them as a favorite. I personally like France. And after watching, I have England ahead of them now. England took a really good Croatia team, which is right here, and they basically dominated them. It was close in the first half, obviously, and then in the second half, they kind of blew it open. But even that last goal that Croatia had at the end of the first half in their first game, it was like it just got lucky. England was being too passive. England looks really good, and is this the year it comes home? I don't know. It very well could be. And then the favorites, to me, it's still France. They were my favorite going into it, and then after a couple games, they're still going to be the favorite. There's just so much talent on that team, and to me, when I watch France as opposed to England, Spain, I think France just looks like the better team. And again, I'm an NBA guy, so I don't know what I'm looking for exactly, but when I see them play, I see France and I see them as like the best team. Them in England. And I only have France. I honestly wanted to put England ahead, but I didn't want to get too high off their initial performance. But yeah, this is my first bracket. If y'all like this video, if y'all want me to do another one, I will keep doing it as the World Cup progresses. So I would think probably after it's official and we get the bracket for the knockouts and the group stage is done, I will then do it again. I'll have obviously way more teams than officially eliminated. I'll change up the brackets, make some different names. If y'all want to see it, leave a comment down below what you think, what you disagree with or agree with. Who are you going for? Do you think I have them too high, too low? And I'll see you on the next video. Peace. Peace.